I don't know what to do about this video anymore, guys. It was supposed to be about the new Dynamax crystals, but then I read the fine print, and it changes everything. You'll need to reach the wild area in-game in order to use Dynamax crystals. That's a good clarification. I thought it's like, you start the game, you pop a Dynamax crystal anywhere, and then it forces a max raid battle. But no, you still have to be in the wild area. I guess that's because it's one of the places where Dynamax can occur. However, this occurs after about 2 hours of gameplay, though individual gameplay time may vary. So it looks like the average time is going to be only 2 hours to get to the wild area and then kick off your amazing adventure. And that makes me really excited. I want that. I want that as soon as possible. I want to get there as quick as possible. Also, I just realized something as he was spinning around. So we got the main city back there, and then pretty much completely opposite the main city, boom, there's a gate. Everything is lining up now that you look into it. So the gate most likely goes with the train station that we see at the top of this picture, which is still near the bottom of the map after we go through the starting area. So you run through the wild area, and then your gym challenge begins, and that's also where this kind of scales into all kinds of other crazy things. So if you end up enjoying the video, if you're excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield, if you want to share this hype news with your friends, please do so, and then check out my other videos, YouTube algorithm, shenanigans. Let's get back into this amazing discussion. So yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, when this is going to fall in line with the gym challenge. And what I like about it is that it's not over prioritizing the gyms, and it seems like you have a lot of freedom even in the early parts of the game, because when you go to the wild area, this is your open world, Breath of the Wild-like experience where you can just run around, do whatever. You can start going into the like max raid battles. You can start catching all these kinds of Pokemon. Now you can't catch every Pokemon because there are like fully evolved strong Pokemon like that are in their level 40s, and that's pretty fair because if you just caught a level 40 Vespiquen and then ran through the rest of the game, that wouldn't be very fun. But you already get exposure to the wild area in 2 hours, and I'm guessing if you're an experienced Pokemon player, you can probably smack through the beginner area in like an hour. Just mash A through the cutscenes, unless you want to enjoy the game, unless you want to experience the full story and everything going on. But it seems like a lot of the story is already being explained through the Pokemon website about getting your nomination from Leon being the champion, meeting Hop, meeting the people. You just meet everything. You get your Pokedex, you get your starter Pokemon somehow, you talk to the professor, and then Leon's like, yo, you should head out through the wild area and then meet me for the start of the gym challenge. And what I love about this is that it shows Gamefreak is listening to the fans, just like with everything else in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Our adventure kicks off quick, and we get to the largest feature, or one of the largest features in the game, in 2 hours, most likely under 2 hours, for an experienced Pokemon player. And then you can choose to spend as little or as much time as you want, go straight to the gym challenge, and then your game just kicks off. So yeah, like an hour or so in the tutorial area like this, instead of the 3-hour hand-holdy on a rail tutorial island that we had in Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is just better. I don't understand how people can be mad. Cool, all that fun stuff going on, and then we just have the epic wild area. I don't know, it's gonna be so crazy having access to this in just 2 hours, and then I guess depending on how long you want to spend through it, because at the demo, they spend like 15 minutes here or so, and then they just kind of go into a max raid battle, so you can run across it, across a single area in a few minutes. But I'm wondering if you can just keep going further than that. Like, what if I just rush to the pillar that has all the ghost type Pokemon, get myself a Ghastly or a Golurk? Am I able to cross that bridge immediately? Because that's going to be what determines how much the wild area is going to be like open world. Can I like run all the way up to the gates of that city that's deep in the map? But, it's just going to be filled with, like, super powerful Pokemon. So I'm probably going to get run down, and I'm going to just, like, keep blacking out or something over there. But will the freedom be there? And you can find that out very early on in the games. So that's something I am really looking forward to when it comes to that. Yeah, and then, as you can see, it doesn't take too long. So you could either just play for the story, or you can spend 3 hours in the wild area before you even start the gym challenge, and then you can still be a little over-leveled and a little overpowered from there. Because from what we see inside the gym challenge, that's in the big, like, brick gated city, and I think you want to get access to that as soon as possible. Like, there's nothing stopping you from rushing to that city, checking out the shops, because there's like the plaza area, there's all these shops and stuff. We actually see that in the new Pokemon trailer as well, so I might as well bring that up. Well, it's not the new trailer, it was the second trailer, but either way, it's like, yeah, like that. We've seen pictures of this in multiple angles and stuff. Oh man, we have so much of the Galarian language to potentially decipher now from like all the recent trailers. I don't know if it's gibberish, if it works, if it doesn't, who even knows. But and also look at that. There it is, guys. There's the gym challenge symbol, and there's the representation for the champion, just right there in plain sight. And now we know what all that means and why like all of this is so important. There's like the gym logo / the Dynamax logo or something like that. Now we're wondering like, oh, this is maybe the 3rd gym, maybe it's the 1st gym, maybe it's the 5th gym, because how important is the city? How gated are you from the city? The answer is not at all. You walk up and then you start your gym challenge like that. So that's some pretty cool stuff. And then we can see what looks like a haircut place, maybe the like herb store where you get like those cheaper things that make your Pokemon hate you, but hey, it's free healing. And then some other stores and stuff like that. So running around the city, getting access to that, or do you want to like capitalize on it in a different way? Battle, like it looked like you can battle trainers in the wild area, so battle trainers in the wild area, or maybe farm the ingredients. If the ingredients sell for a decent price, then you can go and get better items here to then take on the gym challenge. So I'm wondering like how fast it's going to speed up, how exponential it's going to get, and that's where most of my excitement is with the games right now. Or like I said, can you just like walk up to this area? Now I'm imagining the gate won't like let you in unless you've met some kind of requirement, but hopefully the entire wild area is accessible to you. And from the gameplay, we were able to tell that, you know, it was happening fairly early on in the game, that it was just like, oh, level 12. Yeah, that takes a bit of time, then depending on how like much is going on with the cutscenes, how much you wander around stuff, I feel like you maybe get here in under an hour. I have my goal for the first playthrough now, and then we can see like the different levels of the Pokemon, different stuff like that. We don't really have much about the gym challenge, but then there's also the first gym that we see in the other trailer, which is now like, see, that's the little bit of information that we needed for all the puzzle pieces lined up. Do we see the level of Milo's Pokemon at any point, like when there's Dynamax, or maybe it's on the website or something? I feel like I've seen this before. And then the same thing goes with Nessa, and then when you look at the Galar map, it's like, wow, you get to kind of progress in a really solid way, and I'm wondering how much it is linked through the wild area. So now I'm just trying to like regain my footing, because there's so much stuff going on. So let's go characters, let's go gym leaders, let's go Milo, and and then Nessa. Well, Nessa would be like trying to find the levels. Oh, here we go. Level 24, level 22. So that seems about right. I think there could, like, when we get more information, even though we actually have a solid amount of information because of what we just got. So Bee and Alistair, I think we get to see the levels of their Pokemon in the most recent trailer. So we have a lot happening right now, don't we? Aha, found it. Not for Bee and Alistair, but I remember, I'm like, I know I've seen the level of Milo's Pokemon somewhere. Gotta go to the Dynamax page where we can see our Scorbunny's level 15 and the Eldegoss is level 19. So the challenge in this game actually seems pretty substantial depending on how it's going. Now, again, you just bring a team of 6 Pokemon, even if they're underleveled, and you can kind of mow through it like you do with most things. I think I did that against Misty, second gym leader in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that all my Pokemon were underleveled, but I just had so many of them, I could just like keep potioning up and stuff, and it's like, alright, I have my starter Pokemon, and we're gonna make it work. It was a struggle, but I did it. But I mean, now there's gonna be some difficulty involved there, how fast you can rush it down, because we know where Milo is on the map, we know where Nessa is, we know where all these trainers are on the map, but it kind of keeps expanding the mystery of how this is going to go. So Milo's first gym leader, we see that there's like the gym challenge inside of the big city, and then you just go to the left, cut across. There's probably a cave involved at some point. There's definitely a cave involved at some point. That's where you get yourselves a roly-poly. But I'm wondering if it splits off, you know, can you go left and then face Milo first, or can you go right and face Nessa first? And even though it's going to be like a bit more challenging, you know, maybe you can do a little bit of extra grinding, maybe you can do it like that. So the gym order is still up in the air, and then somehow we make our way, like we loop it around. I wonder if you take the train to get to the city that Alistair is in, or something else. Because still looking at the map and still having the information, it's like, yeah, there's some weird stuff. Do we backtrack through Milo and then something else in the cave unlocks? Or is there a split path in the cave? You can choose to go to Milo, or you can choose to go to the third gym leader. And does the level scale based on the amount of badges you have or stuff like that? We're going to see. Now, one thing I was looking for was on the Japanese trailer, because they usually have like little bits of extra information if we have like the levels for the most recently revealed gym leaders, and we don't see it. Like, we even go through like a Dynamax, they send out their Pokemon, but it seems like the Japanese outlets have obscured, or at least just made it to where like there's no scene visible where you can see the levels of the Pokemon. And currently Twitter is down, so I don't remember if, you know, Pokemon tweeted out a screenshot about the most recent thing, and then inside of that it's like, oh, you can see the Hitmontop's like level 28. I don't know, but at least we have like ideas of the leveling and stuff like that, and that all keeps tying back in to the wild area. Because the wild area, it connects areas. Let's see, which one? See the mini faces of the wild area? I'm guessing that's gonna be it, right? Yeah, so it connects several different towns and cities. Now, I don't understand where the several different comes into play just looking at the map, because it seems like it's a very enclosed area, that it connects the first town, the middle town, and then one of the last towns, like that crazy the castle place at the end. I don't even know where we're all identifying that is. So technically, that's several, but it's only 3. And it doesn't seem like there's any way you can, like, cheeky-breaky your way into, like, Nessa's place or Milo's place or something. So I'm wondering, like, how all that's going to work. Or maybe that's what you have to do. Maybe after you beat Nessa, you backtrack through to the main city, go through the wild area, go into the castle city, and then you cut left. Because as you can see, the path splits multiple times in multiple ways throughout the map. So you go left, or maybe you just go right, and then you go to the snowy gym. We've already seen gameplay of the snowy Pokemon. There's like a Wishy-Washy and a Wailmer out there, and like beach gear on a snowed island. I don't know what that's all about, but that's a thing that exists. And then after you do the Alistar battle, you can go to that spooky little forest. Or not even spooky. It looks more like a magical forest. Mushrooms and fairies and stuff. It seems fun. So I mean, that seems like there's gonna be a lot of really cool things over there. And yeah, so there's still a lot to go on. We got tons of information about the wild area already, or at least the locations of the wild area, both from this gameplay, kind of giving us a sense of the feel, but then the trailer, the Pokemon Direct that came out before this, revealing the wild area, showing us all kinds of different spots, the lakes, and stuff like that. So wild area is going to be pretty intense. This is what I mean, you know, powerful Pokemon that inhabit it, you won't be able to throw a ball at them when you first start your adventure. I think that's fair, but the second you can like come back and grab these level 40s, that's going to be interesting. Like I said, we've seen different areas. This is kind of like more behind the city as you move through. This is that desert area that's more to the top of it. And then at some point in the trailer, there's like a lake, and you can see like, oh, that's closer to the castle city. So there we go, guys. That is what we're looking at when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield and the wild area and gaining access to it. I think it's amazing. You know, like I said, these little details change everything, because now it's like, all right, that's scale. That's context. We can review everything else going on in these games, or all the other information. Then we relate that to the gym leader levels, the gym challenge, and seems pretty freeform. We're going to see what happens. I'm waiting for that bit. I hope they clarify at some point before the games come out, like the gym order or something. Like, are they just announcing gym order, or is there going to be a little bit of freeform? Do you have to do the first gym, but then the second and third are kind of interchangeable in a way? Maybe after the first gym, it doesn't matter. Maybe you just do it however you want, because it's a gym challenge. You show up with 8 badges, and they say, well, I guess you did it. We don't care how. Go face the champion. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity here, and I guess I'll just talk about Dynamax Crystals later. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.